Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
How does a film made for less than $1 million leave a bigger impact than movies with budgets 100 times larger? That's what makes Obsession so fascinating. While many films try to impress us with scale, Obsession succeeds through focus. It takes a simple premise. What if your deepest romantic wish came true in the worst possible way? And explores every disturbing consequence of that idea. There are no sprawling storylines, no unnecessary detours. Everything serves the central concept, and that's what makes the film so effective. Its limited locations are a perfect example. Instead of showing us an entire city or world, the film confines us to a handful of homes, stores, and isolated spaces. The outside world slowly fades away until all that remains is the obsession itself. As the world becomes smaller, the emotions become impossible to escape. The same applies to the characters. With such a small cast, every interaction matters. Every glance, every awkward silence, every shift in emotion. And unlike many modern films, Obsession never loses focus by giving every side character a separate storyline. The supporting characters exist to serve the central narrative, not compete with it. The result is a film that never loses momentum. Everything keeps pulling us back toward the obsession. Even the visual style works toward that goal. The low lighting isn't just atmospheric, it's psychological. The darkness forces us to search every corner of the frame, anticipating danger before it arrives. We're not simply watching the film, we're participating in it. The jump scares work for the same reason. They're earned. The film spends time building tension and uncertainty first, making each scare feel like the release of pressure rather than a cheap surprise. But the real reason Obsession works is its performances. In this film, the performances are the spectacle. Michael Johnston's portrayal of Bear feels painfully human. His loneliness, his longing, his desperation, none of it feels exaggerated. And that's important because the film only works if we understand him. Not because we agree with him, but because we recognize something of ourselves in him. We've all wanted something so badly that it occupied more space in our minds than it should have. And that's where Nikki becomes the heart of the film. She doesn't remain just a character. She becomes an emotion. Not simply the emotion of obsession within the story, but an emotion many of us have experienced in our own lives. Whether it's a person, a dream, or an ambition, most people know what it feels like to become consumed by something. Nikki embodies that feeling. Through her performance, the film doesn't just show us obsession, it makes us confront it. She reminds us how seductive obsession can be at first, and how terrifying it becomes when fantasy starts replacing reality. More importantly, she helps us understand the trap obsession creates. As Bear becomes trapped by his fixation, we begin to feel trapped alongside him. The film creates a powerful sense of psychological claustrophobia, where every choice feels smaller and every escape feels impossible. By the end, Nikki becomes more than a character. She becomes the manifestation of obsession itself. Beautiful, compelling, unsettling, and ultimately destructive. And that's why Obsession lingers long after it ends. Not because of a twist, not because of a jump scare, but because it forces us to confront an emotion that exists within all of us. It proves that a great film doesn't need a massive budget. It needs a great idea, complete commitment to that idea, and the courage to explore it honestly. The film's obsession becomes our obsession. And that's why we can't stop thinking about it. If you've watched Obsession, let me know what you thought. What was your favorite part of the film? And which moment caught you completely off guard? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.